China or the US essentially are one language, one country, more or less the same culture. Even the immigrants who come there somehow uh, get ingrained in that country, and that's how it should be. India, every state is like a country, right? We are much like a Europe, except that we are one, right? In Europe, what works in Germany will not work in France and will not work in Spain, and so on and so forth. Some commonalities are there, tech bridges that gap, but essentially you have to look at local nuances. And now, what has happened is because of some mistakes and learnings, we are at a very good inflection point in the ecosystem where everybody knows what works, what doesn't work, right? So I, along with my partners, come, with that advantage that we've seen these cycles of as I said, decades. Every decade will have a cycle. Now, if you know, last 2-3 years we've had this slowdown in funding, which is also
Correct.
referred to as funding winter, and a lot of people were worried when it started happening. Whereas I was of the belief that it's a good thing it has happened, right? Because unless you pause, see, when you're running a marathon, also you have to take some little pauses in between. Not that you stop running, but then you slow down, and that's how you will be able to complete the marathon. So that slowdown was essential to teach people the value of money, number one, because this was the funding winter. The accessibility to capital was much lesser. So yeah, I think essentially we are able to, I personally am able to advise a lot of these companies because of that background, right? And again, there is so much of learning. I keep myself engaged with a lot of early stage founders, some of which I mentor also, not for any commercial reasons, but just to, a lot of people don't understand, it's for my own learning also, right? And to see what is happening in the new generation, which is always full of ideas and new styles of working. And then, of course, if we start to work with them professionally, or I take up mentorship, long term engagements, which is very rare, but some of them I do. It's also to tell them what not to do and how to do if they are willing to learn. Yeah.
So in your initial days, these things were not there. So information about businesses or internet
Yeah,
was.
yeah, of course, internet. I mean, so 95, 96 is the time when I entered business slowly, gradually. Then in the late 90s, internet was just coming in. So one had to really work hard offline in terms of gathering any market data, or even looking at, since we were B2B, trying to find clients. A lot of offline activity in terms of attending events, conferences, exhibitions. You had to literally travel to other countries since we were in the export business, right? Unlike now, where at the touch of a button, right, you can just Google anything and everything you want. And now we also have artificial intelligence, where you're actually talking to a humanized version of a computer or a bot, right? So yeah, accessibility to information, accessibility to people, social media, right? Anybody and everybody is accessible to you, right? You just have to know how to contact, when to contact somebody. So a lot of things have changed, and again, the advantage is that we've seen all these cycles happening, right? And that's why we are able to do what we do.
So you have started startup in 90s when startup word was not found. I believe in dictionary. So what motivated to start your own, your entrepreneurial journey, and what's the biggest hurdle in your early days?
I wouldn't call it a hurdle, but still there were challenges and more of a learning opportunity. So, as I told you, I mean, I belong to a multi-generational business family. Even though getting into business was not pre-decided, neither did my family want me to be in the business. They had left the choice to me. So it is by chance that helping a family member on a vacation from my management days, I happened to enter the business and happened to crack a large deal in 1999. A very large deal, even in today's terms, about $150,000. And I thought, wow, this is so easy. Let me just get into the business and start doing sales. And then I learned everything the hard way. And so nothing comes easy, right? Nothing comes easy in life. One has to work towards it. Now I hear and I see a lot of people talking about the work life balance, hustle culture, no hustle culture debate. Ultimately, I think it's all talk. Nothing comes easy, and it's a very individual choice that you make early in your career on what you want to achieve, first for yourself and then for everybody else. So now, and there is no problem. I mean, when you're young in your 20s, 20, 25, that's the learning phase where you should actually be enjoying working hard. There's nothing much else to do in life at that point. And in today's generation, you have very minimal responsibilities because you have a family base for most people to fall back upon. Your parents have worked hard all their life and they provide for you at least cozy home and good food on your table. So you're not in the 60s, 70s, 80s where you have to work for the basics of your life. So I don't see any reason why people should be shirking from hard work, right? They should rather be enjoying it and then earning their time later in life, right? You have to earn your time. It will never be given to you. uh, as long as you're able to perform well and earn your time, you should do good in life, right? So a lot of learnings. I think each day is a learning. Talking to you, I'm learning so much from the questions itself.
So business doesn't like it has to be. There's a price you have to pay. The sacrifice.
Absolutely, there's
Yeah.
always a price you have to pay, whether you're in business or you are in a job or something. There's not much of a difference fundamentally. And what is the price is the effort and the time that you spend in it, right? Now, people think that if you have your own business, you have it easy. Actually, it's doubly hard because you don't have a set salary that will come in your account every month. You have to work towards it and also be responsible for all the other people who work under you or with you in your company, right? Uh, so the responsibility is multifold. Similarly, when you're working in a job, uh, it's individual. If you want to take that responsibility of being part of your company's growth and think of yourself not just as an individual but part of a team, right? So responsibility is always there, but I would gravitate towards having your own business or your own startup. Of course, it's multifold. Definitely, you don't have the cushion or the comfort of, oh, if this doesn't work, I'll go and take another job. No, that doesn't happen. uh, you don't get a monthly check unless you work hard towards it.
So you don't choose entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship choose you.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, a lot of the
Sometimes,
time.
sir, it is destiny. Like it's God's plan. God's plan sometimes bigger than your plans. So yeah, that
Yeah.
brings to the next question, sir. Your experience in different sectors shaped your approach to business and transformation. What unique challenges do you see in scaling up startups across different sectors and regions?
So, of course, I mean, every sector, every industry is different, comes with its own nuances. But again, I'll come